So, I believe last time we left off with the group entering into negotiations with the faction leaders of Doomspace. And you've sorted or almost sorted a vast majority of them at this point. Who wants to remind us what the deals that have been struck are?
So the Hadozi, is it the Hadozi who want an astrolabe?
That would be the Aarakocra
Or is
Erlani.
it the Aarakocra?
Mhm.
They want an astrolabe. I think the Hadozi have potentially an extra one. I forget who has an extra one, but one of them wants an astrolabe. The bugs want food. The Vorshu want to fight. Uh, the
Lizard folk.
lizard folk want treasure, and the is that everyone?
The Hadozi want healing items,
Hadozi. Oh,
healing
okay,
kits and
cool.
such. And last time we left off with trying to, and also Vokath has essentially promised a ship for every faction that you convince to join, plus a few extra that the Mercanes can provide. Because he is less than enthused, and the Mercanes are less than enthused with the astral elves as well. We left off with the plant species here. It's the last holdouts on providing a deal and providing any manpower. And their demand was simple that since you did not face them, since you did not face an Arctic representative in battle in the arena, that if you want their aid, you must prove your strength by fighting Vortshu. No weapons, no magic, just straight up one versus one. And if you beat them, they'll provide what strength they can offer.
Oh, Koya, you're up. Because unfortunately, the numbers don't work for Booker.
And they said no magic or anything, right?
Yep.
So fucking that's how Bun's able to tank. God damn it.
There, you see them kind of perched on a stool. Their tendrils, a few of them laying down onto the floor, a few on the table, and their long vine neck stretching their head higher as they kind of like look down over the table after this proclamation. Just eyes, the multitude of eyes that you see on the top of like the little mushroom cap on the top of their head, each looking at a different one of you, considering. Do you take the challenge, Koya? Does Booker order you to take the challenge?
Yeah, was that an actual order?
Booker, no, Booker would want to do the challenge himself, but above table, he would be terrible at it because the mechanics just don't work. So I don't know how you want to do this. Have Koya speak up and be like, I'll do it, because Booker would want to, and I think he would be good at fist fighting, but dice say no.
I mean, Koyo would do it if she's told, but she'd have to be told.
What about asked politely? Would that work?
Booker, so Vorchu just puts the challenge out to anyone?
Mm-hmm. Anybody from the
B-
Ladybug
sp-
crew.
Okay. I mean, Vorchu's big. Booker will look at Koya and raise an eyebrow. Can you get big?
I'm still button size, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Buddy.
can you do that?
Right now?
Yes, if not now, then when?
I mean, it's kind of rude to do it at the table, no?
Booker just squints his eyes and Booker is the what the fuck Jackie Chan face right now. He'll gesture to Koya and he'll look at Vorchu and say, "Why don't you pick on someone your own size?" And then he'll look at Koya with the head tilt of, "Now this is where you become their size."
Okay, I guess we're embiggen.
Is there any fanfare, or do they just get bigger?
Charlie.
Charlie?
Am I muted? Oh, hold.
Yeah. Hello, I can hear you now. Or holding, I guess. 1.
Okay. Koya will attempt to go like true Oni form. Technically their largest size.
Have we ever seen that one before?
Nope.
Oh.
Why do you have so many forms?
Jesus.
Would you like to describe this Oni form?
I need to go get the art. Hold.
Art
It's been a
prepared.
while.
Like-
So the Koya that you see, not at all humanoid shape. Extra arms kind of sprout out the back, and they become a bit more like a millipede, almost.
The fuck?
Oh.
It's actual demon form.
Gasp.
You see Micken look over and see you start to grow. He shifts. You start sprouting extra arms and he shifts again. And he just like scoots himself out of a chair and is standing behind Blast him off now. Just kind of watching. All the attention in the room is on Koya. And you enter into your full Oni form. And there's a silence. And then you hear laughter from Vorchu. And he lifts himself up, pushing his tendrils against the floor so that he is lifted off the stool that he'd been resting on. And he doesn't get any bigger, but he does stretch himself to be roughly as tall. And you just hear him just in amongst the laughter, kind of burbling out. It's kind of garbled. You realize common is not necessarily his strong suit when he is distracted. But you do hear a challenge. This will be fun. And at the other end of the table, Booker, if you glance that direction, Vokath has lifted a wine goblet and is sipping from it. And you see the kind of like quirk of an eyebrow and catches your eye and just kind of lifts a goblet and like, okay, interesting, in your direction. You have interesting pets, I see.
The
Booker
arms
will
start
cross his
to
arms.
shuffle. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
The arms start to shuffle, and there's something going on underneath all of the hair, and almost like a wave, they are moving something from hand to hand until a hand reaches out before Booker, and she'll place down something that looks like the sapphire that they picked up on the dead god.
She hands that to Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Booker just takes it and looks at it like he doesn't know what it is.
I ain't feeling 100%, so if this goes badly for me, I need you to chuck this in the lake or something.
Looks at it, then looks up at Koya, and will nod.
She'll pause for a second, and the same motion happens again, and this time she'll pull out the decapitated witch head, and I need you to burn this for me.
Why the fuck did you keep that?
You got rid of it properly.
Booker will take it, kind of frowning at it.
Sapphire in one hand, shrunken witch head in the other.
Oh, look, you can't ask me that doing the things you do.
I don't keep corpses, I keep blood.
Tomato, tomato.
That is tomato potato at best.
Mm.
Don't eat it.
Or juice
Booker will
it.
put the sapphire in his coat pocket and then he will flip you off. Just go fucking kill the plant.
Or juice it.
Booker will wave at Vortshu and say, "Good luck, broccoli."
Virtue is already moving over into the more open space, and you can see the gift guard that had been standing off to the side kind of moves in such a way to try and block as much of the throne as he can, just in case. And you even see a few of the other attendees of this conversation and dinner kind of scramble up, so they're sitting on the backs of the chairs or standing, trying to like get a better view of what's going to happen on the other side of the room. You move over there, Koya?
If we are fighting in the dining room, sure.
Yeah, there's enough space over here. There's not any magic, so it shouldn't be too explosive and huge. And Mocath doesn't seem inclined to move. And Warchu, you can see all of the eyes focused on you, different angles, and kind of squint and look you up and down, the flat of the head tilting down so that all of the eyes can see you better. What's your name, warrior?
Koya Hidama.
Are you certain you want to do this?
Ain't been certain about a lot of things lately, but if it gets us to help, then sure.
Warchu kind of bobs his head in what you think is supposed to be a mimic of a nod. Well, let's see how well we do then. And with that, we can... I don't want to open up the initiative thing. There's only 2 people. Roll your initiative. Tell me what it is. I need this.
A 13 boss.
13. You have a straight initiative, but dude, that's not great for you. Hey, it's a 13 as well.
Oh,
But I think you have a dex mod, right?
Of 1.
So you can go first.
Okay. I mean, I guess we're just rushing forward with the glaive.
No weapons, remember?
Oh, no weapons. Okay, gotcha.
So you're rolling pretty much unarmed strikes would be strength plus proficiency.
Do I get a claw attack in this form?
No, because we haven't talked about that yet.
Very fair.
What a time to not have Trixie.
True.
Mm-hmm. No weapons? No problem.
That is to hit.
Let's see here. 14 will not meet the AC, unfortunately. This.
you know, I'm gonna scoot her up in case for spare the dying. You know, both sides.
Double check. Yep, okay. So you run. You just trying to punch, you trying to grab.
I'm trying to grab.
You reach out and snatch, trying to grab at one of the tendrils, and he just circles back around in a way, twisting just out of your grasp, but almost immediately coming back with several. Well, actually, I'll remind you, you can attack multiple times. You have multi-attack, sorry. You punching again?
Yeah.
Not quite. You're looking for 16 on the AC.
No.
Still getting used to this form then.
He again kind of coils out of your direction or out of your reach, and then comes back with multiple long-limbed branches to try and hit you. Let's see here. The 9 definitely won't hit. Uh, 14, I imagine doesn't hit either.
No.
And as both branches swing down and miss, you see his head, where it had lowered back down into kind of this starfish body, shoots up again, and a long, gooey tendril lashes out. And I will need a dex save. And you are considered ensnared. as you are wrapped up by this long, gooey tendril sticking out from the neck portion of this Arctic. And you are considered grappled for the condition. So essentially you can't move away. And you theoretically couldn't attack anybody else as they came up, but that doesn't matter right now.
Was that it for him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're just gonna go in with 2 more unarmed strikes.
I believe
Mm-hmm.
The 19 will hit. 6 bludgeoning, okay. So where are you punching on him?
I imagine what happens that we're trying to take control of the grapple
Mm-hmm.
and like bring him over us and try to slam him down.
You pick him up and lift him and slam him into the ground. And as you do, you roll these really fast. That's not gonna hit. But a dirty 20 will hit, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
As you slam him into the ground, there is just a moment where all of the tendrils kind of go lax before one of the roots lifts up and starts to smack you across the top of the head, or roughly where the top of the head should be in this form. And let me see here. 2, 3, 7 bludgeoning to you. And you just feel that goo, that appendage tightening just a little bit. And let me see here. Make me a con save really fast. Okay, nothing happens. It's your turn again. You do have him slammed down to the ground, but he is doing something. You're not sure what.
How it works out for him, we're gonna keep trying to just same deal. 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay, roll me the damage. So you just keep picking him up and dropping him into the ground and picking him up and dropping him into the ground. He doesn't seem at all bothered by this predicament as more of his roots reach out to try and grasp at you. Let's see, 25 and a 17?
No, AC is 18.
Oh. So he hits you again, and this time he starts to try, and you realize he's trying to get his other roots around and wrapped around you. Roll me a dex save and then a con save. Okay, both of those are fine. Let me roll the damage from the one hit that got through. That's 11 damage. So you realize that he is trying, not successfully thus far, trying to wrap his roots around your arms and legs. Do you just continue slamming him into the ground?
I think the next attack will try to just throw him against the wall to give some distance.
If you're going to throw him, I am going to need an athletics check to break out of that grapple that he has on you already. There's acrobatics.
Oh, might be. What's the roll on this? 12?
Athletics. So, 12
Oh, you have a
plus...
+9.
Jesus. Yeah, you get out of it.
Yeet.
So roll me your attack. You just manage to toss him against the wall. He goes flying across here and hits the wall with a nice thud and kind of lands catty corner off kilter on his roots. Some glass falling behind him where a picture has shattered. And you hear that burbling, creaking laughter again. But all the same, he moves back towards you again, very quickly, surprisingly quickly, for a creature of his size without any legs to speak of, at least not normal legs. And he will attack. That's an 18,
That meets.
and then that's a 21. So he will do this.
The vibe I'm getting is Hulk versus Venom.
Kind of. 18 total damage.
Man,
Yeesh.
what a movie. What a crossover.
And then I will need 2 dex saves. As he lands one hit, wraps around one of your legs, and the other hit and wraps around the opposite arm. You feel the roots go from surprisingly mobile to hardening and starting to restrict and constrict around your limbs.
He's going to the death, right?
He didn't say.
Okay.
I want to help so bad.
Well, guess it's a good thing we have extra arms. Can I just straight roll, or do I need to make a check or something?
If you want to keep rolling, you can. He's not doing anything to affect your ability to attack right now.
Okay.
The 18 will hit. You punch him one good time on the top of the head, I imagine. As he has tucked himself back into this kind of starfish formation. As he has tightened his roots around you. And you see one of the eyes squint and close in pain. But he just strikes out again with 2 more of his 6 tendrils that he has. That's a nat 20. And that's a 16, which is below.
Oh no.
25. And roll me a con save. Okay, you're still good as another tendril hits and wraps around another arm. You're able to just kind of move your head out of the way of another one that wildly swings down on top of you. He is more and more just attached to you and constricted.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go for fighting spirit. I'll let out a little yell and try to break free from the constriction.
Okay, I'll need an athletics check.
Which is 5 temporary.
What's your counter roll again? I just used it. I forgot it. Ooh, barely. You can get out of 2 of them. One remains attached around that leg.
Okay. Do the 2 on. No. It's an action to break free, right?
Yeah, I'm just allowing that to count as one of your attacks.
Okay.
So you still have one more attack. You can try to fully break free with the other one, but you will not have any more attacks.
We'll go for an attack.
That'll hit.
You looking as beat up as I am?
No.
Oh god.
I don't think we're getting starfishes,
Yeah.
guys.
As you break free, shake off 2 of the tendrils, the horseshoe just... You hear something that you're not quite sure. You're pretty sure he's saying something, but the language is just beyond your grasp. As he rears back, and this time tries to headbutt you.
I
Straight
respect
on.
it.
That's a miss. He didn't account for horns. He pokes himself in an eye. It hurts a little bit.
Oh no. Oh bud.
And he will try one more attack against you. That's a miss. He's a little disoriented by poking himself in an eye.
Miss God.
Hmm.
Is my regen magic or natural?
Natural.
Okay, we'll use that this turn.
Is that your turn?
No, that is. What's this count as?
I think it was a bonus action.
Double check. It does not say.
I think it's a bonus action.
Okay, so we'll take our 2 hits then.
Does both hit? You can see that he's starting to look a little woozy now. but he seems just as amused as ever. And he twists around, spinning himself on your leg that he still has in his grasp, and quickly tries to wrap around and hit you from behind instead. That's 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dirty 20. $15.
Total?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will need a dex save. He, once again, as he's lashing out at your back, hitting you square in the spine, manages to wrap around one of your arms. And now he is essentially catty corner to you. Half of himself still wrapped around your leg, the other half reaching around, grabbing an opposite arm. His face in line with roughly where your shoulder would be.
Oya will throw her head back and try to break free again. Oh, regen first. That's probably the way to go.
Athletics. Let's see. That meets, so it beats. You are able to throw your head back and, I imagine, stab him with a horn. And it's just enough pain that both of the tendrils release from you.
Okay. Same deal. Throw her head back again.
It kind of stumbles back a bit. Now having to not deal with bludgeoning, but piercing damage from horns. And you see a trickle of dark, forest green blood from a cut on top of his head. In Virtue's burbling laughter has died a little bit. You still hear the constant noise and creaking of them saying something. But the amusement is died now. You see, he is a little bit more intense. That is a 19
Mm-hmm.
and an 18.
Yeah, both make it.
That's 14. And as he hits, I will need another 2 dex saves. Ooh, you don't get grappled by either one of them.
That 21 should be a crit success.
Mm-hmm.
Coil turn around and just start wailing on him. Ugh. Okay.
I will remind you, you're a fighter, you have action surge.
I don't though.
You had a short rest, you should be recovered.
It's long rest. No.
That action surge
No,
is
it's a short rest.
Yeah.
It's a short. Yeah, it should be a
All
short
fighter
rest.
resources come back on a short rest.
It'd be real bad if they didn't.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, fighters and warlocks are your short rest kings.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will action surge. Is that 2 or just 1?
It'd be 2. It's another full action for you, which is two attacks.
Oh.
No.
Oh yeah. Why?
No. Can I donate my inspiration?
If you want to.
I would like to.
Do you accept the inspiration, Charlie?
Okay, but I owe you 1.
Do you have a card thing
I don't.
as well? Oh, okay. Never mind.
So that is
that
a
just a
reroll
reroll?
at advantage. That'll hit.
Yay.
So you strike out again, start wailing on him a little bit. I imagine a little bit blindly at this point. Because you feel yourself waning. And you can see that he is waning as well. You manage to get one, and he kind of stumbles back a little bit into the wall. But he is still up,
Oh god.
and he attacks again. I want everybody to hear this, because it's very much who gets the next hit in.
Oh, wait. Koya. Did you use your second wind?
It's a bonus action.
Oh shit, yeah. I still have 5 temp. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
Yeah, no, you're not muted.
You have 5 temp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's regain hit points for second wind.
Which also comes back in a short rest.
Uh-huh.
But I believe action surge is a bonus action.
Fighting Spirit is the one samurai ability that gives you temp HP.
I don't
So
think action surge is in bonus action.
I thought it was.
No, Action Surge is
No,
not an
it's
action.
not.
It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
It's a free action. It'd be weird if it costed something.
Yeah.
So do you want to get your second wind?
Yes, please.
Remember, that does not touch your temp HP. That's just regaining normal HP.
10 plus fighter, 19. Oh, that's not it.
We're rooting for you, buddy.
Because right now, with that second wind, you two are roughly equal in HP.
Okay. Okay.
So let's see how Virtue does. This has actually really been entertaining on the DM side, seeing these numbers roughly equaling out. That is a 22 to hit. And a 19 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is a total of 21 damage.
We are still barely up.
Got this, buddy.
dex save. Actually, 2 dex saves, because those 2 hits. Okay, I'll let you get by with this one because you had the nat 20 on the last one, so this should be your crit save against two grapple attempts.
Right? I mean, she's just pretty feral right now. All that's on her mind is just survive.
27 will hit.
That should be a crit. Pathfinder rules for life.
I was gonna use our last regen just in case he's.
That's not a bad idea. And it will swing out one more time against you. Let's see. That's 1 hit. damage.
Thank God. We're still up.
Roll me a dex save really
Oh, shit.
fast.
I jumped the gun.
You are once again grappled with 1 leg. So 21 will hit. 1 more strike.
No! I only had the 1 inspiration.
I offer you inspiration from Ori.
We're gonna have to start handing out IOEs.
It's for the team. Remember, are you a level 9 fighter? Okay, remember you have Indomitable.
And never mind.
I mean, the grapple hasn't been that bad.
Okay, I heard.
As you keep making your con saves.
Yeah.
20 will hit.
Let's go! Friendship!
What would you like to do?
Oh my goodness.
Let's fucking go!
Clutch inspiration.
I imagine Koya, like, the second swing just went wide, so she chooses to headbutt him again. But in doing so, she will pass out after he passes out.
You see the headbutt land, and there's a moment where neither one of them moves. The tendril around the leg relaxes. The other tendrils kind of go a little bit lax, and he slowly goes down to the ground, kind of splayed out, not moving. And you see Koya waver one side and then the other, and then fall to the side immediately after.
Ori immediately rushes over and casts Spare the Dying on both of them because I have no idea. Like, they could both be dead.
Heal time.
Mhm.
Tap, 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 tap. Koya first.
Exactly. Like, I'm doing Spare the Dying on both of them because we need them because they lost. So, like, haha, now you have to help, but you have to be alive to help. So,
I have 2 first level spell slots. Fuck it. Hit them both with a healing word.
I imagine when she passes out, she, like, just reverts to normal, large, giant form.
Booker does not walk over to Koya. He instead walks over to Vortshu and will stand over his head, arms crossed, and wait for Vortshu to wake up.
Button waits for you to get in position. Healing them both for 6.
Ori tries to help drag Koya up, even though she's super shorter.
Borchu doesn't move, and it's kind of eerie because despite the fact that he is down and unconscious when you first move over there, all the eyes are still open and just kind of staring upward. And you only see the consciousness return at first by the eyes kind of rolling around and starting to look in different directions until one by one they slowly kind of focus in on you, Booker, as you're standing over them.
Booker will lean in real close, staring him right in the eye. Satisfied?
And there is a long beat of silence. And then you start to see the root tendrils twitch. And one by one they curl and press down, and he kind of crookedly, lopsidedly starts to rise off the floor. And the head, the center, lifts a little bit to see the tendril-like neck of vines underneath. And there's another beat, and then there's laughter again. And one large tendril lifts and lands extremely heavily across your shoulders, Booker. It's like you just got dropped with a 50-pound weight across the shoulders.
Jeez.
And another goes over and snakes underneath Koya and starts to curl and push Koya up.
Oh,
But
What'd you say, Mandy?
Jax came in, sorry. I'm mute.
Oh, you're good. And the laughter continues for a moment before the kind of semi-garbled comment breaks back through. That's the best fight I have had in years. Where was that in the arena?
I was giving it all I got in there too. You want a real fight, you should go against the penguin.
And at that, you hear the noise. Atika on the other side of the room start laughing. Arika on the other side of the room start laughing. And you don't realize it until this moment, but there was a tension in the room. But it's broken by the laughter, and you hear like murmurs of amusement kind of circulating around the other watchers. And Virtue turns his head, tilting it so multiple eyes can look at you, Booker. You got a wild friend there. You ever, have them want to leave the crew and it tilts the other way to look back at you, Koya? You'd have certainly a place on the Artux clans.
Get your own Oni.
And there's again the burbling laughter. And he lifts himself up, and as he lifts himself up to his full height, finally, the neck stretching out, and there's a little bit of a shake, you realize, of like exertion as he stretches himself out. And you both feel just a little bit of a pressure as he uses both of you to push himself up fully. at first before it eases back up again. All right. With the Arctics will support. We have 5 lamprey ships. And more than enough fighters.
Booker will nod his head approvingly, and then look to the rest of the room. What's the vibe?
It is strangely a little bit more communal than at the start. Everybody is more or less in agreement now. And even Vokath, the kind of frigid, mercantile, holier than thou type expression and vibe that he had at the start has eased a little bit.
Okay. Booker will clap his hands and then hold his arms open, kind of in a broad gesture, and say, "All right, it's settled then. We make our way there tomorrow."
And the various faction leaders kind of look towards you and look towards Vokath, and then one by one they all nod. And the advisors and such that they have with them, those that they accompanied them to this dinner, they all start talking. And you get the vibe that plans are starting to be made. As Vorchu climbs over the top of you to return to his seat. And you get, probably for the first time, Booker, a good look of the star-shaped beak underneath of an Artuk, and realize that would not be fun. But he moves on to go sit down with the other Artuks and seems to even start a conversation with the Hadozi beside. You all have recruited your army.
Holy shit.
Booker will pat Koya with one hand, like pat Koya's arm, and like, "Good work, crewmate."
Roommate, huh? She'll hold out her hand. Can I get Mori back?
Mm-hmm.
Booker will hand you the gem and the head.
Thank you.
There's a tug on Koya
Mm-hmm.
from Button. I have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Doing about my other form
Yes.
after some sleep.
Okay. How long do you sleep?
Until I wake up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just looks down. Eight hours.
Would too long.
Wait, what'd you say?
Won't be too long.
It was a nod. They're giving you 8 hours. So what the fuck was that? They also hold up a stack of papers to Booker.
What are these?
I have transcribed the meeting.
I'll take the papers. Thanks.
It's a nod. They're gonna go back to their seat and just inhale food.
Is there anything
Booker
you
will
would
leaf
like
through.
to do? Go ahead.
Yeah, Booker just leaves through the papers just to see that they are, in fact, like the words spoken during the meeting, and then he will
Mm-hmm.
casually throw a glance over to Koya and just kind of eye Koya very suspiciously, and then go back to his own business.
Koya just like digivolved for
Hmm.
2 minutes.
I think Koya will catch the glances, but she won't say anything about it.
Anything you guys would like to talk about at the dinner or do at the dinner? Well, you have access to all these people.
Other than annoy them with questions? No.
Okay. So you all finish the dinner, and it is as lavish as you can imagine a mercane throwing. There is food for everyone, and surprisingly, you quickly realize food catered to the various species. As much as he might know about any one of these groups, the food is catered towards their tendencies and their preferences. And there is more than enough alcohol to go around. But as the plates clear out and everybody starts to slow down and there's less talking amongst each other and more talking amongst the individual groups, Vokath will stand with his last cup of wine lifted into the air and look down the table to honor our new arena champions and to pray to the gods for all of our success in this endeavor. He lifts the goblet, takes a long swig, as everybody else follows suit, sets the cup down, and claps his hands together. Now, I think we all have much work to do. And everybody starts to move, starts to leave. All of you are able to return once more to the Ladybug. And when you arrive, you find that Jadali is awake, sitting at one of the tables in the galley, next to flinch. The two talking very quietly between each other. It's not friendly or conspiratorial, it's just conversation back and forth.
Booker will, I guess, just see Jadali and then give her a nod. You're awake. Good.
And she'll look over to you, and there's just a little quirk of the brow. I am. Oh, it was near enough from what I understand.
It was near enough.
Yes.
Near enough to what?
And she just like gives you this look of like, really? You did stab me in the chest.
He nods and kind of tips his head to the side. I did. Calculated risk. Almost didn't work.
And her mouth kind of twists a little bit. And you're not sure if it's amusement or annoyance or something in between. And she looks at everybody else as they're filing through and into the ship. And how did the negotiations go?
We have ourselves an army.
There's a deep breath in. And her shoulders kind of lift and sink and like, okay, that's good, but also, okay, the hard part's coming. She nods. Do you think that they're prepared to fight?
As prepared as we're ever gonna be. Not like we got a lot of choice.
And she tilts her head. Kind of looks over the rest of the group. Who has hung around to hear this conversation? Button. Okay.
Ori's there too.
Finn, are you listening in?
If Ori's there, Finn's there.
Oh, it's gonna be passed out in some corner.
Koi's
Koi
down
got
for the
tuck-
count.
Koi got tucked into bed, and Button started an 8-hour timer.
Shidali just kind of like looks around at everybody else. And there's a little tilt of the head. Now, not to be blunt, but if you really want to, don't have to try and beat them before your sphere is gone.
Booker inhales through his nose and will exhale very slowly. Like I said, we ain't got a lot of choice. That's not an option on the table right now.
And she nods. Do one of you have my ring?
Booker will pull it out.
And she'll hold out her hand, palm up.
He will go to hand it to her, and then before he does, he will hesitate. What is it?
Signet of the royal family. My claim to the throne.
He looks at it, and then looks at her, and then will put it in her hand.
Her fingers wrap around it, and you see her look at it very quickly and very closely before she slides it onto one of her fingers. She nods. And she will look down the table towards Button. You're the Spelljammer, primarily. I will guide you to Zarsha's space when we start to move.
Button gives a nod and gives a very strict salute.
And she will kind of look around the table. I don't know what they've done since I was exiled, but I can promise you that there's going to be more than enough pushback when we arrive. Our navy is our greatest pride.
Well, the way I understand it, we don't have to beat the whole Navy. We just have to get you where you need to go. Which is the throne?
Citadel. Which, well, not impossible, but I would make sure that this ship is ready.
But Booker will look to Button.
Miss Scott,
Mm-hmm.
is the ship prepared?
As prepared as it could be. I imagine you guys will get. I've probably already arranged a shipment of mangonel stones and ballista bolts to be fully stocked up on top.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There might be a handful of patches and repairs that you guys might want to do in this interim, which with Button having mending and not sleeping, it's going to be quick work, I imagine.
Yeah. Button pauses for a second, thinking, do an internal catalog on the current state of the ship. If this were a movie, you'd get zoom into their mind, a 3D grid layout of the ship. And then they turn and they do a big nod. Yes. There are some light repairs I would prefer to make. For reasons. It will be ready.
Booker will nod approvingly, and then he'll turn back to Jadali.
She'll kind of bow her head very slowly. Then everybody rest. It'll still be a few days' travel to get to Zarsha's space, but it'll take us on the quickest route possible. I don't think there's much time before my brother goes through with whatever he is planning.
Well, Booker will look to the whole crew and then push to get out of his chair and stand up and say, "You heard the lady. Rest up. You'll need it."
Okay. Everybody take your long rest.
Hey.
Oh, God bless.
Finally.
And is there anything any of you would like to do on the ship or on Vocath's base around the arena? The next day when you wake up?
Uh,
What are
I
our
know
options?
we have a lot of stuff we gotta do for the Hadozis.
There's quite a few crafting checks that need to be made.
Are there stalls still set up?
There are still stalls around.
Do we get gear to make these kits?
Getting the
Bet.
supplies is not an issue. It's properly mixing the salves and potions and such that is the challenge.
Button will approach Booker and ask for the wallet.
Booker will relinquish the amount of funds you need to buy the thing.
But Booker, I don't know how much it's gonna be.
What Booker deems appropriate.
How much money do you trust Button with, Booker?
How much money does Booker trust Button with? Like, not much. The problem is not much.
Listen, if they have a list to get things, they will get that list. It's when they don't have a directive is the problem.
Okay. Booker will make a list. He will give Button 2,000 gold.
Bet.
Not a penny.
Bring you the
More than what
receipt.
is great. Yeah, bring me the receipt. Not a penny unaccounted for. Only enough to buy the thing.
I feel like Button will like, okay, take this. Okay, understood. They look at Booker. They take the money. They secure it inside of their hat. Oh. I believe this is what is referred to as deja vu.
I start
Deja
singing the song
vu?
in my head.
I have been to this situation before.
Did I make you do this? I don't remember making you do this.
No. However, I can be trusted because I am responsible.
Who gave you a shopping list before? Goya?
No. It was on Toril. I have done many shopping trips. Many were successful. Not all of them.
Booker just blinks. Well, this one better be successful. He, like, wags his finger.
Yes, there is a strong chance of that.
Hesitantly. Good. Bag of gold.
Pick bag of gold, secure into hat, take list, have pouch for receipts. All right, it's time to go do a task. They're very responsible.
Okay, let me see here.
But has to bring back the receipt.
You just get a stack of like a million different receipts.
Some of them are like, "What's a receipt?"
But I believe we need to double check this. If you're wanting the full 3 space galleons, that's going to be 6 total healing kits or artisan kits. So first question is, does anybody have an artisan kit or a healing kit that they want to get rid of?
No, not
Yeah.
me.
Assume so. So we'll start with at least 3 medicine kits, 1 for each of the galleons. I will need a medicine check from somebody or multiple people.
All right, I've got a +5.
Need 1 for each.
I've got a +12.
Can I assist Finn?
Ah, damn.
I have to do the shopping.
Roll me 2 more. Just to double check in case you get a nat 1 on something.
I can't get a nat 1. I'm a halfling.
Huh.
So that is 3 successful medicine kits. You can have Finn just make 6 straight up unless somebody wants to roll and see what happens in making another artisan kit.
No, let Finn cook.
Okay, I see that +12. We're not touching it.
So that's 6 medicine kits?
3 more checks, Finn. Just to be thorough. Ooh.
Oh. What, assist from button, maybe?
Yeah. 14 will just make it. It's the shoddiest one of the group.
I can roll a 2.
Halfling's worst nightmare, a 2.
Truly.
But, Finn, what do you think Finn would put into a medicine kit? What does a medicine kit look like to Finn?
I mean, there's definitely some gauze. There's also some like smelling salts, some regular salt, probably some like salt water, like a saline solution.
Paprika.
Yeah, does he put like specialty teas or something in there too?
Yeah,
Little bit
probably. Maybe some
turmeric
like
in there.
turmeric paste, yeah.
Mhm.
Garlic,
Cinnamon.
probably some onion.
All of the old school like at home backcountry from
Mm-hmm,
the kitchen
mm-hmm.
healing. And you managed successfully to make 6 kits that you were able to hand over to the Hadozi to get all 3 of their space galleons. Which is, let me double check just to give you guys context for what each of these are. You don't have to know these numbers, but I think it might be interesting for you to know them.
Finn also includes a handwritten note in each of them that says, "When in doubt, boil all things together, drink for 3 days."
So the Aarakocra Shrikes have 12 crew members each. The Artuk lamprey ships have 16 crew members each. The Space Galleon has 25 crew members each.
Damn.
Your Wasp ships, which are the lizard folk, the Surans, have 9 each. And the 3 Kreen ships have 20 apiece. And then the go down here for Vocaths, what he offers for the group. The Mercan Hammerhead ships have 20 apiece. So you do have a army that starts to coalesce around this arena of blood. As messages were sent home last night, and ships that were sailing and passing by start to come in. They can't dock, there's not enough space, but are floating in orbit. And it is the most ships you've seen since most of you were on Brawl last. It's the most ships that Ori you have seen, period. And I need the sacrificial items for the Surans.
How much do they need again?
Couple of uncommon,
I have
or a couple
here.
of common, 1 uncommon, or more gold.
How much in gold value? Because Booker has a
500.
very expensive. Okay.
So it would be a total of 1,000 to them. Because they want 500 gold and magic items, or 500 gold plus another 500 gold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then Booker will hand over a garnet worth 300. We have 2 Ceramorph ray guns, so we could hand over a ray gun. That's pretty cool, right? Is that uncommon? I assume it's got to be pretty rare because it's a ray gun.
Let me see.
Oh, quick question, Z, if you still have it up.
Hmm.
How many crew on a hammerhead?
20 apiece, I believe.
Okay. And do you have a squid ship crew available?
I do not.
Okay, heard.
Not quickly.
All good, all good.
Yeah, those would count for uncommon. So if you want to sacrifice one of your ray guns, give it to
Look,
the head Hadozi. They will use it in battle.
Give a ray gun.
Or not Hadozi.
Give the
Surin.
Surin, yeah.
Surin.
Would just the ray gun work, or?
That's all that they requested to join. But I will say anything that you want to give in addition to any of these groups can strengthen them just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will go ahead and tell you this right now. What you're heading into is a naval battle. You are going in with all of these ships that you have, and you will be going up against a fleet of star moths. So if you want to try and strengthen any of these individual groups by giving them more of something, you also will get enough manpower to crew Grimzod's ship. But Grimzod's ship is kind of a glass cannon as far as space galleons go, because it is a haunted ship, and he's fixed up as best he can in the interim, but it's still kind of in pieces. And you will also be getting your Captain Elena meeting you on the way. So you will also have a bare bone crew on the Nautiloid. So
Okay.
if you want to offer more of anything that any of these groups were requesting, it strengthens them just a little bit each time you offer more. So there's a better chance of these ships surviving and doing more damage.
Artux, Hadozi have
Does anyone use arrows?
space galleons.
Arrows? No, most all these are going to be ballista bolts or mangonel or trebuchet
Okay.
stones.
Okay. I don't think I have anything that's useful.
The best I can do is thoughts and prayers.
Amen.
And I will also add, if you guys want to take a minute, we can take a little, like 10 minutes right now. And you can also look over spells and stuff, because you can get Micken some more spells. There's less ability to, but you can pay Vocath to make some spell scrolls. Or potions.
Could we feed the thing? Oh, sorry, again.
What was the question?
I was gonna say, can we feed the thing that Booker stole to Micken?
You can. I think. What did he steal?
It was like magic metal rune thing spell store.
Yeah, the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Sorry. The Merkin spell slate.
Thank you. Yeah, that.
He can work on that if you want him to.
Feed the boy. Okay. All right, Z. Button. Successful return of the wallet and receipts. We got everything? Cool. All right. How much would the supplies have been?
It's 10 gold.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Let me see. What spell?
Gives us Cern's ray gun.
One is potentially healing necromancy, one is abjuration, one is evocation. So essentially you can grab any... Either I can go with what was originally on them, or you can get a abjuration, evocation, and necromancy spell of your choice, up to 4th level.
Wait. Repeat that. We get a what and a what?
Because of what Booker stole, if you want to use all
Yeah.
3 of the plates, it's a necromancy spell, an abjuration spell, and an evocation spell.
Okay.
One spell from those schools?
Yes, 1 each.
One each. Abjuration, evocation, and necromancy.
Give me a second. I'm gonna look up some spells really quick. What level can Micken cast? Third. Only third, right?
Up to 4th now.
Oh.
Mhm.
I thought he only just got to third because he's like below us in level.
He is, but he just got 4th.
And spellcasters just got 5th for us.
Yeah.
Except me.
And also, if you multi-class, which was what it sounds like, Amy, just take another hit die of your druid.
E.
Abjuration, necromancy, evocation.
Yes.
We get to pick whatever spell it is.
Yes.
Deal. We got some spells that absolutely whip for those categories.
Mm-hmm. Does he already have counterspell?
Let me check.
It doesn't matter if he does because Booker has it, so Booker could probably teach him.
Oh, okay.
I think he does.
I'm just imagining that lesson of just like, see someone casting it, just say no.
Yes, he does.
I'm going to give him, well, correction. I'm going to nominate that we give Micken Feign Death as the necromancy spell. That way he has an emergency, I don't want to be hurt anymore button.
Makes sense.
There's not a hell of a lot of crazy powerful necromancy spells, but I
Mhm.
think that one makes the most sense with Micken. Because he ain't going to use Vamp Touch, that's for damn sure.
You're not wrong.
Does he have Glyph of Warding?
No, he does not.
That might be a good one.
Glyph of Warding is good, but you know what else is abjuration?
What?
Banishment.
We already got him banishment, right?
Oh, we did?
I nominated that for his level up, right?
Well, that's a conversation y'all need to have because there is also Fly and Lightning Bolt.
I thought that he only got level 3 for so does he have Fly and Lightning Bolt already?
No, he does not. He can fly himself. He does not have the ability to give it to anybody else. The best he can do is levitate to give it to somebody else.
Okay, maybe. Man, those are 2 really banger spells.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Glyph of Warding, it's an hour to cast, so it's something we have to prep beforehand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think just taking banishment would be better, I think.
So use the plate to give him banishment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then use the evocation plate to give him lightning bolt? Alternative 4th level spell that is ridiculously good and his evocation is Sickening Radiance. Sickening Radiance is the spell that killed Zaris.
Yeah, I remember. Had to go through grief for a second.
Mm-hmm. Another alternative that would be good is to just turn him into our little pyromancer and give him Wall of Fire.
He has been very again, he is your NPC to do with as what you will, but in character he has been vocal a few times about his discomfort with fire and fire magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you're like, you're going into war, you must learn, he will learn it. But he is uncomfortable with it.
Don't want the boy to be uncomfy.
He's a little more, if you like put fireball in front of him, or firewall, and lightning bolt, he'd be like, yeah, I'll do the lightning one.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Or he's not scared of fire if y'all need a fire.
She's
Oh,
made
we
that
have a little-
explicitly clear.
We
That's
have our
true.
little pyromancer already.
Give Micken. Are any 5e spells on the table?
Any that are the 2014 version?
Yeah.
Or yes, any of them, and also any that you can also do a quick skim through on the homebrew spells.
That's too much.
Shit, yeah. I know these spells.
That's too many. That's too much stuff. I was gonna suggest. Oh man, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just had it. Gravity sinkhole. It's like fireball, but instead of fire, you just make a crushing radial sphere of gravity that pulls people towards the center.
That's much closer to his alignment.
That's pretty sick. What school is it?
It is evocation. It's a 4th level evocation.
I like that. I think I like that more than lightning bolt, actually.
I'm okay with that. So 2 spells to get. I think he should get, for one of his spell, he gets 2 spells for level, and he gets 3 spells from the plate. 1 spell he gets for leveling, I think, should be fly. That way he can give other people flight if he wants. And then another 4th level spell he could get would be Charm Monster. Charm Monster, and then the 3 plate spells can be Feign Death, Banishment, and Gravity Sinkhole.
Okay, fly's a 3rd level, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fly is 3rd level.
Okay.
That it pains me as a player to get not the highest level spell slot, or the highest level spell slot available twice, but I think it's just really good, and he doesn't have it already.
Okay. So it's Feign Death, Banishment, Gravity Sink for the plate, and he said fly, and what was the 4th level from his leveling?
Charm Monster is what was suggested.
Charm Monster.
Charm Monster is good.
That spell is super useful.
Very useful.
I'll also point out that when you have 4th level, that gets him summon elementals and minor elementals.
Ooh.
I'm biased. I don't want him to summon anything.
Excuse me. I undo his biasness. I'm being biased in the opposite direction.
Do you want to pilot Micken and his mini?
I'll do it.
And Button?
I'll
And
fucking
Button's
do
mini?
it. The button is very simple.
Okay.
But
so
he
here-
just gets those, right?
Oh, actually, wait. You know what
What?
else is 4th level that I totally forgot about? That's really good.
What?
Fucking polymorph, man.
Aubrey's got that, right?
Yeah, I've got poly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe you can teach it to Micken if he wants it.
Study session.
Just let
What?
Memo do it. Be like, this is how I learned. I had to follow Memo's instructions.
just staring at this little morphling, like, how am I supposed to learn from this thing? It doesn't talk. It doesn't
Learning
write.
From Momo.
We're visual learners, so just
I gotta put the equation in my spellbook. Where's the equation?
Alright, I had the proposal written up.
Okay, everybody's in agreement on fly. Sounds like.
All right.
All right,
Fly
that's
good.
one. Are we in agreement on feign death? Because I've not heard another necromancy.
I think so. There's not a hell of a lot of necromancy spells that are worth it for him, I think.
Nothing that I feel like he'd be comfortable casting.
Okay, there's feign death. Then I heard lightning bolt versus gravity sinkhole.
Gravity Sinkhole is my vote because it is a control spell that jives more with him.
Mm-hmm.
No fire,
Any
no
objections?
plasma.
Okay. I'll need to write that one out. Okay. And what were the proposals for the second level up one?
There's what was that banishment?
Charm Monster was the second level up one. I'm also realizing now that we could do greater invisibility if he wants to hide himself. If he wants to be a special safe kind of guy.
So greater invisibility, charm
Ooh.
monster, banishment have been
Oh,
tossed around.
Banishment is coming from the abjuration plate.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's Charm Monster or Greater Invisibility. I think either of those are bangers. I'm not too biased one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Because if he casts a spell, he stays invisible, right?
Yeah. On Greater Invisibility, yeah, he's invisible for a full minute.
Oh, sick. Oh yeah, the fucking wizard in the arena had that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That fucking when I get my hands. Okay.
So is that
I
greater
think that's
invisibility
good.
winning out?
I think
I think it had more utility for him.
yeah, I think it would be better for him
Mhm.
to have on backup just in case.
Okay.
Charm Monster is good, but we'll just wait for Dominate Monster.
It's also a saver suck.
True.
Mhm.
All right.
And it also depends on there being something to charm.
I believe that is all of them. Any things that you guys would like to buy as far as spell scrolls if you can get your hands on it? Potions, you
Like-
can buy some more health potions here.
Please. I'd like to buy health potions.
Let me find this list.
Would Vocath be willing, or do they have a teleportation circle here?
They do have a teleportation circle here.
Would they be willing to share its IP address?
Okay, can I log into your Wi-Fi?
As the champions, I believe you would have the right to the teleportation circle.
Let's go.
What I will the caveat to the teleportation circle is it transports people, not ships.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for 60 gold a pop, you can get the basic healing potion. For 200, you can get the greater. They do offer Superior and Supreme, but those are very expensive.
Ooh.
You can also get scrolls.
I feel like we should get some potions.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. How many of us are there?
6?
One,
Trixie's not
two,
counting Trixie.
3,
Or
4.
in counting Trixie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 6 PCs. You'll
Plus
realistically, if
Nathan.
you're, yeah, you'll blah blah. There's 6 PCs.
Mhm.
If you're thinking about what you will most likely, and I cannot stress this enough, most likely, not guaranteed, land with, it'll be the 6 PCs, Micken, Shadali, and probably Crux from this ship. Because Blastomoff and Flinch would need to stay on board to pilot and keep the ladybug moving.
Okay. How much money do we have, Booker?
How much did it cost to get those kits together?
10 gold.
10 gold?
Yep.
Okay, then hold on. Where's my sheet? Then we have a bunch left. 13.1k.
Oh, okay.
You have a bunch left. You also have.
Mhm.
I will let me look at this for you to write down in your shopping, Amy, because I feel like you're writing this shit down right now.
I am.
Scroll. You can get scrolls of healing word for 50 a pop. And cure wounds is 75 a pop.
Okay. I say we should all at least have one greater healing on us.
I'm fine with that.
The oh shit, they're down, you know? And
By calculate up the greater total.
okay, one for
That's 6. 6 total, right?
yeah, so 1200 gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a cart section.
1200 for the potions.
For greater
Six
healing.
greater healing. Potions. Should we get more? Or should we get scrolls?
I don't know what scrolls we would buy. Is there anything you're thinking of that you're like, we gotta get this scroll?
The only ones she's told us were the healing word and the cure wounds.
If you have an idea for another one, I can tell you if they have it or not. And I will also tell you that
Okay.
Chidali has made it clear that there is a chance of running into dragons.
Beep.
Polymorph? Do they?
Let me see in this list.
Punishment too. I mean, I know we have, but we could always do more.
True.
Yeah, it's always good to have.
What dragon?
I have a question, Z. So, how would Earthbind work in space?
It doesn't.
Fuck. Okay. Damn it.
Could you bind it to the deck of a ship?
If it's large enough, potentially. Or if you are close enough to a body. If you're fighting in the atmosphere of an asteroid or something, you can bind it to the asteroid. But generally, because of the distance that space battles are fought, unless it's right up on you, Earthbind doesn't have anything to grasp onto.
Okay.
So, I mean, there are situations where it can work, but if you're just talking about floating in wild space with a dragon breathing flame on you, it's probably not close enough to do much.
Do we know
Gotcha.
what color dragons we're gonna?
Solar dragons.
His fucking
What
pet.
are they weak to? Because they both fall into some kind of category, right?
Let me see. Pulling up the stat block, it's taking a hot second. Ooh. So, solar dragons are immune to radiant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Kind of a bitch. Good thing I'll take another long rest and repick some things.
They're immune to radiant and fire.
Gosh darn.
They have some vulnerability to cold.
Got any cold stuff, Ori?
I sure do, but I'm gonna sleep on it. But I have it.
Okay.
They also are
Perfect.
immune to being blinded.
Okay.
Oh, can we get a charm monster scroll?
Let me see. Okay, so if you've heard scroll of polymorph is 620 a pop. Then can I just use this to find other things? Because this is actually really useful. I found a toy. Give me a moment.
Heard.
Banishment is 640 a pop. And scroll of polymorph is also 640 a pop.
Okay, so wait, I thought you said polymorph was
Oh, did I fuck up?
620. What was the last one you just read?
I said polymorph again. I was reading the wrong thing.
Okay.
It was 620 for polymorph, 640 for banishment, 640 for charm monster.
Okay. I feel like having a scroll of charm monster would be good, because dragon.
I would go with Charm Monster and Banishment Scrolls, because Polymorph is a Constitution save, and dragons have a fuck ton of Constitution, probably.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to get one each?
Sure.
They're 640 each, so okay.
We can do one of each. I honestly don't think we need any healing scrolls, because we all have the reaction healing word thing.
True. I feel like just more potions then, right?
Yeah, potions are plenty.
So everybody get a greater, everybody get a standard?
We could just do 2 graders.
Can also do that.
I'm down with that.
cut out the middleman. We'll just do 2 graders. If we have to use an action or a bonus action to drink a potion, why not make it worth it? Fuck the code.
True. Should we arm Micken with a potion?
He gets 1.
He gets 1.
He can turn invisible. He gets 1.
Fair. Okay,
Greater
so that's...
or standard?
Give him a greater. He deserves a greater.
Yeah.
So it's 2 each. 12 plus 1 for making us 13. So 13. It's going to be 2,600. I'm making a cart.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. Alright, our shopping total so far is 3880.
Is anything else coming to mind for anybody?
Going once, going twice. Okay. So, with that said and done. And also, do you guys want to donate anything extra to any of the groups?
No.
No? I mean, this fight,
No.
this is it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like this is it.
Yeah. They got we gave them what we gave them.
No,
That's
what I meant by this is it is like, this is what we spent the last like 2 years preparing for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we're good. We don't need to give them anything. They got what they needed, and we got all their ships.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need more. I don't know.
Probably not.
You all also, I imagine you guys would have done this too. It's just been slipped the mind. Does anybody want to roll me a persuasion to see if Gorma will show up?
And
They hit it off, right?
Yeah,
pancake.
Okay, let me see here. She's not enthused about this, but will agree very cautiously and will ride on one of the Mercane ships. So there is also a Yino Sphinx on your roster here. But you all make your preparations, get a long night of sleep, and I imagine late in the day the next day, everybody is gathered enough to start leaving Doomspace. Few ships trailing behind, promising to catch up as they are mustering their forces to join up. And you all leave Doomspace behind, leave the arena behind with your small armada of ships in tow. And you make it back into the Astral Sea. And the moment you all reach the Astral Sea, Button, you're in the Spelljamming helm. And Shidali is with you. And she lifts her hand in front. And you see the ring start to shine. And then a single silvery thread stretches out in front of you. And you have your direction tied to the ring. You start your way towards Tharsha's space. And let me see here. Somebody roll me a D100 really fast.
Anyone want to volunteer?
Nobody wants
God,
to be
no.
the cause of any trouble.
I'll do it.
Absolutely not. That's a you
I
and
was given,
Iris.
yeah, I was giving everyone else the opportunity to want to roll a die, but I'll do it.
Fuck that.
Dibs. 16.
16. Okay. This. So you're moving through the astral sea, again surrounded by that ethereal, shifting gray and purple. No up or down, no forward or backward beyond just what direction is the wind blowing on you by the sheer movement of the ship. You don't see anything. You don't see any asteroids or large masses of any kind. You don't even see the distant shimmering wall of another crystal sphere. You go for 3 days, 4 days, just traveling. And though there is no direction that you can tell, there's no real passage of time in this space. There is something prickling at the back of your minds that you are going into deep reaches of the astral sea. Sensation not unlike traveling deep and far out into the ocean and knowing that there's no landmass nearby. And on day 5, which Zidali tells you is roughly halfway through, there is something. The reaches of the night when only a handful of you are awake. Button at the spelljamming helm. You start to feel like there's little, almost like pebbles hitting the ship outside. Then you hear a noise. It's the very soft crunching and splitting of wood. You realize something is not big, small. And then a few larger ones hitting the ship and kind of tumbling by and then stopping and starting to bore into the ship.
My fucking ship? Just fucking fix that.
Ace termites.
He's fucking... Button hits the fucking alarm.
Suddenly, just noise and Button. What does Button say to wake up everybody? Because I imagine the alarm is just a fucking announcement.
It's an
Telepathy.
announcement. Oh. It's a good question. All right. Everyone, whether they're sound asleep or minding their own business, or interrupted by, "Hello, things are not good. Please prepare. I just fixed the outside paneling, and there are entities of some sort burrowing into it. Stop them. I will be there shortly." Click.
So you all wake up in various stages of disoriented and disgruntled and move up to the deck of the ship. First, you don't see anything. And then, well, who would be the first up on deck, do you think?
I mean, I'm biased, but Booker.
It makes sense. The captain's quarters that you've been sleeping in have been on the higher deck. So you sprint up and you don't see anything at first, but like you do hear that while you're up here and paying attention, the crunching of wood. And then you're suddenly smacked in the back of the head by something small and warm and furry. And you kind of whip around to follow it, and you realize it's space hamsters.
No.
Just
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
wait, miniature ones?
That's the one that hit you, but by the sound of it, there might be a few big ones.
Oh fuck. Booker is going to throw it over his shoulder. How big are the holes being bored into the ship?
So you run to the side and look over. You see that there's, at least on the one side that you can see, not looking at the other side, not looking at the armoring on the wings or anything else. Let me see. How many per side on this?
This is like a bird shitting on your car right after you washed it.
Mm-hmm. You see about a half dozen of these smaller space hamsters that have gotten pulled into the gravity of your ship and are now on the side, running around chewing. That's, not particularly big. But you also see two larger ones on this side of the ship. And, having run into a space hamster before, that's like a good dinner plate size hole it's gonna make. And it's just gonna get bigger the longer you leave it because it's trying to get inside. So it's gotta fit itself through.
The way that gravity works on a Spelljammer, can Booker walk along the wall over to it? Or no? Does it not work like that?
You can swing yourself over once you get about halfway down. You can start walking. You're being pulled down until you hit the midline.
Is it near the midline?
One of them is.
Well, Booker is going to swing himself over and walk down the midline towards one of them digging, and it's about the size of a dinner plate?
Oh, that's the hole it's making. These are giant space hamsters. There's two giant and a whole bunch of little ones that are standard hamster size.
I thought giant meant like large sized.
Yeah. But you asked how big the hole was, and at the moment, even though the creature is large, the hole it is making is about dinner plate sized.
How does it fit?
It's gonna
not-
keep
the fuck?
making bigger
It's
holes.
going to keep making a bigger hole. Its mouth is only so big.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you had, like, when you were describing it as in, like, chewing a hole, I thought you were describing it as being in the hole, chewing, like, boring into the ship. No, it's standing next to the hole digging.
Yes.
I got you.
Fucking munching.
Yeah, munching.
We have a ladybug. I mean, ain't gonna be pretty, but Booker's gonna start fucking getting this thing, make it stop chewing with knives drawn if it puts up a fight.
Okay. Well, who's the next handful of people that are coming up as Booker is starting to square up with a hamster?
When I get my
Oreo come
hands. Fucking. Get my fucking hands.
Or we'll run out, see Booker get knives out for these giant hamsters and will cast Big B's hand and start trying to pry them off of the ship and throw them back out.
It's not a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. As you start to summon Bigby's hand, and the rest of the crew is filing up the stairs, kind of bumping into each other, not sure what's going on, not sure if we're in an active fight right now or what. You also can see out in the distance some of the other ships that are following you also are scrambling as hamsters have attached to the various ships and are gnawing away. Button, what are you doing as you hit the deck?
I feel like Button is just unreasonably angry. They just fucking fixed the ship. And okay, so like where's a good grouping of them?
They seem to be primarily on the two sides of the ship. However, Mikan, as he runs up to the top deck, seeming to be planning to try and do something, does say that there's a handful that's on one of the wings, one of the armored wings, that you use to enclose the ship.
God fucking damn it. Okay. I've got an idea to do like a 25-foot cone for something. So where would be it? I'm struggling to like understand the geometry of the ship.
So the biggest ones, there's two giant space hamsters on this side where Booker is already. And then there's, let's see here, 3 on this side currently. Plus all the little ones. So the giant ones are going to be the ones that are going to cause the most damage, which is probably what Button is the most pissed off about. They're not in a good grouping necessarily, but you could probably get 2 of the giant ones over here and a handful of the smaller ones.
Bet. This Button is going to do something new. And we'll see how well this goes. This Button is just going to fucking tap, 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 but slightly louder, so it's just little stomp, stomp, stomps. Making their way over. They're gonna look over the edge. And they are gonna take their little staff, and they're gonna look at these fucking hamsters. These fucking hamsters chewing on their ship. It's like, this is impolite. And they are going to whack the side of the ship. And they're going to use Hammerfall step. So I'm going to need all of those fuckers to make a con save.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Koya, what are we doing? Charles.
I'm sorry, I'm crashing real hard.
Oh.
Okay. Do we want to pause in the middle of this action here and pick it up next time? Because there's one other thing that happens in the Astral Sea, and then you guys are in Zarsha's space. Going once, going twice.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm fine leaving it here and picking it up next time.
Okay.
Just gotta make a note. That Button used Hammer Step.
Yeah, Button used Hammer Step. Ori's got super speed, because Maddie just asked me about that. Plus,
Sweet. Big B's.
Big B's hand.
End of session. Ori has super speed. Ori
Astral
cast
Sea, baby.
Big B's hand. Button just use your follow step.
Booker is squaring off.
Yeah.
You assume that the gunslingers are going to start shooting.
Oh, for the giant hamster.
And Micken is going to start using his levitate to start picking off these tiny ones. Because he can use mass levitate.
Hell yeah.
We'll
That
end it here, pick up with this next time, and we'll get you all the way into Zarsha's space for the final battle.
Yay.
Nice.
Let's go.